Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we would like to talk about the issue of Iran. As I'm sure you have seen on the news that there's a lot of protest in Iran. The people seem to be very angry towards their government, and we need to understand why is this happening, right? What is going on in Iran? What is the cause of this, right? What is the cause of the rise of the Iranian people to hate their own government, right? Now let's understand this. For the last 15 years or so, the United States has put sanctions on the Iranian people that they somehow cannot trade with other countries, right, with Iran government. So for the last 15 years or so, the United States put huge sanctions on Iran, and the people feel that sanctions today, right, because they don't have that much money. They feel their pocket, and when the people see the struggles and they don't see any money on their pocket, they will start to protest towards you, right, against you. So the people now they're standing not that they dislike the regime as the Western media says. The Western media, they keep saying that, oh, Iranian people, they hate this regime and we should somehow overthrow this regime. I'm sure you know which country likes that, right? But the reality is that the people feel the struggles of these sanctions, and there's a lot of enemies that want to take advantage of this, right? And Israel and the United States, they have a common interest in Iran. First, let's get this interest. What is the interest of Israel and the United States in Iran? First of all, the United States doesn't want Iran to have nuclear weapons. This is what the United States wants. They don't want Iranian government to have or somehow create nuclear weapons. The same with Israel. Israel doesn't also want Iran to have nuclear weapons. Now, despite that common interest they have, they also have a different ways, right? Now that different ways is that the Israeli government, they don't want to see Iranian government exist at all. They want Iranian government to be overthrown and somehow have this pro-government, right? Pro-government, pro-Israeli government, pro-Western government, if I may say, right? And the United States, they have this the man who was the son of king, who's called Reza Pahlavi, who's, by the way, a puppet. This man is a puppet. He never worked his life, right? And the people dislike him. Just so you know, the Iranian people, they don't like him. There are just a few of Iranian people that support him. But if you think about the majority of the Iranian people, he doesn't have the support of the Iranian people, and that's why he was on exile for so many years, right? And this is the reality. We need to talk about the reality. If Reza Pahlavi go back to Iran now, he will not have public support. Just so you know that. And the people will see him as a puppet of the United States and Israel, right? So he doesn't have the support. Now, there's only one way for the Iranian people, and the Iranian people need to understand this. Whenever the United States and Israel says that you need a freedom and you need a democracy, actually it's the opposite of what they are saying that they will do for you. You have seen in Iraq what happened in Iraq, right? You have seen in Syria. You have seen in Libya. Is these countries that surround you, are they not examples to you that the United States doesn't give a crap about you? These people, they don't care about you, just so you know, right? I am seeing these Iranian people on the social media that saying free Iran, free Iran, free Iran. Free Iran from what? Exactly, I just want to know. Free Iran from what? Right? From Khomeini, you mean? You mean this cleric government? You mean this government that your forefathers carried out and put there? Right? The people themselves, right, that dislikes this government or dislikes this cleric government, the Khomeinis, they're the ones who carried the revolution in 1979 and put Ruhollah Khomeini in power, right? The people themselves carried revolution back then, and they said we want Ruhollah Khomeini. Right, the people themselves, the same people today, right, that are protesting against the Khomeini, are the ones who their forefathers carried the revolution against the King Shah, right? And today, out of sudden, they're saying, no, we don't want this regime, and we need United States to invade Iran and somehow establish democracy. Look, this is very crazy. This is not how it works, right? You need to understand how regime change works, right? This is what a lot of Iranian lack, unfortunately, that they don't understand how regime change works. Look, when there's a lot of regime change, there will be also a lot of destabilizing their regions, right? You need to understand Iran is a very, very religion country. Iran is not like France or Argentina or these South American countries that religious is very less in society. But in the Middle East, when you carry a regime change, you are not only fighting with the government, you're also fighting with the tribes of the people, you are fighting with the sects of the people, right? Sects of religious, you are fighting with the Sunnis, you are fighting with the Shias, you are fighting with a lot of other sects out there that dislikes US presence there. You're fighting with the Islamic Brotherhood that surround this area. You're not fighting just the government. And despite the Iranian government that also has huge support, just so you know, the Iranian government has huge support, right? They have Russia on their side, they have China on their side, they have North Korea on their side. So they have very strong countries on their side, right? Now, if somehow United States says we will invade and we will have troops in Iran, and somehow CIA and Mossad will, let's say they overthrow this government, right? They overthrow this government and somehow they elect a pro-Western government. Do you really think that Russia and China would be happy about to have a pro-Western government on their neighbor? Do you really they will be happy about it? They will not be happy about it. Forget about that side. Come to the people. You will still have the cleric religious people that will see this pro-Western government as a threat, right? As changing the society, and they will somehow want to fight. And I'm sure countries like Russia and China will fund these groups to fight against this new pro-government that the Western put there. And out of the sudden you have a civil war in your hand, and the people will start to immigrate and become refugees, and you will see a lot of immigrants coming towards Europe, which by the way already has huge problem with immigrants. Now we'll have another 80 billion, right? 8 million people of Iranian going to the West. Now who benefits there? What is the benefit of this? Right? Who benefits from this civil war and these problems that may come if US invades Iran? All these problems, only Israel will benefit. No one else will benefit. One, Israel first will see no more fight with Iran because they don't have the Khomeinis that wanted to create the nuclear weapons. They will control the oil. They will control the routes there that go towards the Oman and Qatar and also towards Iran border. They will control that. The United States will also see this kind of relief that they don't have to support Israel all the time. So nobody will benefit except them. So I'm saying to the Iranian people, my message goes direct to the Iranian people. Be careful what you wish.